happens. I don't know. And you guys, being in the center of what's going on. Like, US is where basically everything happens. Like all the decisions are being made there. Everything happens from there. So I know, I'm pretty sure, you guys staying in that center definitely is much more affected. Like you feel it, right? Like, what's going on. So yeah.
Yeah, I think we should be, people should be able to hear us now. But yeah, I mean, Ishan, I'll be honest, the picture that was painted before I got here and when I actually got here is actually very different. And that's why I don't even, like, I don't watch the news, to be honest. I think news for me,
Right. Right.
back in the day, it was an outlet for me to, like, gain, like,
No, thing is anyway
yeah.
now. Okay. It's like this now. Me being in Sri Lanka,
Mm-hmm.
like I'll tell you what I feel. Right? Like, you
Mm-hmm.
can tell me that CNN and Fox News. If you see both the news channels, you will feel like you are living in two different Americas.
Absolutely, yeah. It's just, Fox is, I think, more
Like,
right wing. Yeah, so we everybody has their preferences. Some people stick to certain news channels. I, in general, don't watch it because I have PTSD when I watch some of the things that they say. Like, it triggers me. So I don't. I try not to
right.
get my, pandemic was very challenging for us here because it was, I think other parts of the world didn't take it as seriously, but over here, folks took it very seriously, and it affected me on another level. So since then, I made a promise to myself to not immerse myself in news as much as I used to, because it was a challenge for me to even stop
Right.
that. But so yeah, so if you ask me about what's going on currently in, like, news, like, I can't tell you. I won't be able
Of
to tell
course.
you.
Of course.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood. Yeah. Yeah.
But
So.
on another level, I mean, like, that's why, like, for me, I try to see what's going on in the world with, like, people that I care about, like, what are they doing, because, like, I try to get my dose of, like, what's good. Like, looking at you and Shavini, like, on that program, like, 2 days ago, I actually got the link yesterday through your mom, and I felt
Right.
I felt very good because I'm like, here I am watching something good, and it's someone that I know,
Right.
and it's someone that I care about. So that's why I wanted to talk to you, to see I can actually get you on live, because I want to record things that are good, and something that brings, like, a positive impact on my mental health.
Exactly,
Yes,
exactly,
yes,
exactly.
yes.
Even I'm pretty sure you watched the entire program, right? Like even I was telling you, even I mentioned in the program at the end of the program, I think
Uh-huh.
like people need to hear positive things because news right now is filled with negativity. It's filled with toxicity. Like it's very I don't know, it's very disconcerting, when you watch news and all of that. Whereas what you really need to do is, okay, I of course watch, as I told you, I watch 4, newscasts, but then I make sure to remain positive somehow. I just, I always like to see the good side of things. So, yeah, like, remaining positive is very challenging, but that's exactly what we need to do.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the reasons why I wanted you on board, because I feel like you and Shavini have a lot of, good to offer, and if I think a lot of people need to hear that, because even in the US, we could hear from folks like you. It doesn't matter where, if you're in Sri Lanka, like, the message is the same. So I feel like you need to be heard. And a lot of things that you said, I was actually doing some work yesterday when I got your link. I actually put my work aside to, like, listen to you both. And after I heard, I
Oh,
think it
that's
was,
nice.
yeah. I mean, and I sat down with Summer, and we were watching it on TV, and then I just, like, for the rest of the night, I didn't worry about the task that I had to do, or it just put me in such a refreshing space that I feel like a lot more people should hear from folks like you. Like, you're my cousin, like, I'm like, maybe I've been like talking to my cousin is more refreshing than reading a lot of things, emails, and a lot of stuff that I get. So I was like, I need to capture that. I need to, maybe I need to learn more from you and Shavini on how to like, live actually. That's the kind of impact you both have. I don't know if you realize that.
Right, right. Yeah, like, for me, anyway, I have done motivational sessions for like a lot of people and all of that. But then, at the end of the day, what makes me happy is, if even if one person has changed his or her life, based on what I say or what I do or how I choose to live, you know, that's what really matters. Like even for Shavini, I know, like, she's also trying to make an impact on people's lives as
Yeah.
much as possible. And we sometimes, when we have chats about, what's going on and, how some people, view us, as a couple and as individuals and all of that. What I feel is like, at the end of the day, we both have a very heartening conversation. Like
Mm.
it's very nice to know that we are making a difference in people's lives. So that's a big thing. So yeah.
Well, you certainly have inspired me, and also, I've only seen you, like I remember when I was there. I've only seen you as an individual. So for me, it was very refreshing to see you as a couple. That's the first time I actually saw you guys like on an actual program, like the two of you together.
Exactly.
And I have seen how it
Yeah,
has.
it was her.
Yeah.
It was her first time on TV.
Oh yeah, she looks very like. I mean, I feel like she could host her own show. That's the kind of impression I got
She
from Shab.
certainly will. She certainly will. Yeah, let's
Yeah,
see.
I know her book is also coming out. Is that right? Soon?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
She's on it. She's on it. She's on
Okay,
the book.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I know she has a lot of projects, or I feel like she has a lot more things that are good that she wants to bring forth, and I feel like with you, you both can like make it happen. So I just wanted to get a little glimpse of that, and by talking with you, I feel like, you know, I'll be honest. I've been feeling kind of down and I've been discouraged with
Of
a
course.
lot of
Of
things
course.
that I'm getting, especially like with social media. I think that's where we started this morning. We spoke about social media and then
Mm,
how,
mm,
it has affected me. In the beginning, it was like a positive thing where I was able to connect with people with same interests. But now I'm getting a barrage of like, information where things that were promised were not given or like met, and now I'm left in a space where like who can I count on, who can I rely on moving forward, and I,
mm.
in my mind I don't really see that things are, as much as I like to think things are getting better, the trend that which is going, that I feel like at least for another year and a half, I feel like there's going to be a lot of struggle ahead, and then maybe, we might have a little bit of an uptrend. So what is your take? What do you think, based off of your experience with social media? What do you think, where are we headed?
It's like this now. I was experiencing. We had something called Aragale last year. The struggle, right?
Okay.
So basically, it was prompted by lots of young people getting out of the streets because of various issues in Sri Lanka, like incompetence, corruption, so much of like basically 12 to 13 hour power cuts and people having to stay in queues to get their petrol, right? And then people having to stay in queues to get like get their cooking gas cylinders filled, all of that. It was hell, right? Last year it was hell, and then people just couldn't bear it up anymore, and people got onto the streets, chased out the former president, and appointed a new one, and now the guy is trying to do his best, but we don't know. We never can give any character certificates to anyone, right? So
Hmm.
we don't know. Have to wait and see. Um, so yeah, that's happening. And in the whole drama, like in the whole saga, the role of social media, like what I feel is, you know, social media liked what happened because
Hmm.
the more clicks you get,
Absolutely.
the
Yes.
more people engage with these things. It's a good time for them.
Yep.
So social media likes what happened, and social media, like what I feel is, they don't want you to just live your life and do what you do on social media. They want you to kind of live according to their like conform to what their standards are.
Hmm.
And now like why this whole conversation got prompted in the first place was, I okay, recently I told you in my previous audio message, but I'm just telling you now.
Mm-hmm.
I posted, Shavini posted this, thing about, our show on High TV with
Mm-hmm.
Dano. And then, I commented, and then, so my comments, like, so, let's say to an older gentleman, I would say thanks, uncle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
to a, younger person, I would say thanks, Nanga, right? Whatever.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
all those comments, yeah. So now when I post all these comments, like so I comment quickly, like I just don't have time to be on Facebook the entire day. So I comment as quickly as possible, and get off and do my other work. So Facebook sends me a notification
Mm-hmm.
saying that my what 5 or 6 or something comments goes against Facebook's community standards. And when we saw what the community standards are, what it says is, like, they'll restrict those comments if the same comment is repeated over and over again, or if the comments are like if the comments are being posted in a very short period of time, right?
Mm.
So, like, I posted the comments in a short period of time because that's the time that I'm available to do it, right?
Yep.
So I just did it, and then and then it was like stupid. So I disagreed with their, whatever, and then yeah. So
Ishan.
what I feel like
Yeah.
is, it's these are not things that are being run or conducted by humans.
Mm, yeah,
These
absolutely.
are done by machines. These are done by algorithms. And algorithms can't read people's emotions. Algorithms don't know what people are going through, what they're up to, and why they are doing what they are doing. Algorithms just, it's just whatever your social media behavior, if it doesn't, conform to the quote unquote community standards, the algorithm, just blocks you or restricts you or whatever, which is sad.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why that actually comes back circling to like how it's important for us to have a community outside of social media, like because it's easy to get discouraged, right? Like if you didn't mention that, even because when I look at your posts and your social media and your life in general, I would feel like, oh, Ishan has no problems at all, he has no challenges. But when you mentioned earlier, like when I got that voice clip from you saying that, hey, like even Facebook sends me such community guideline stuff, so I feel like, okay, I'm not alone in this, because that, like you mentioned, you're smart enough to figure out that that it's not a human doing that, it's actually done by bots, who like automatically blocks whatever
Exactly.
comments you're sending when it's actually a good comment, like and if you don't comment, you're not engaging with your audience, so you must comment. So that, for me, when I don't comment, they actually send me notifications saying like, why aren't you commenting, keep your folks engaged, or they're going to be lost in the algorithm. So I
Exactly.
actively
Exactly.
I actively put effort in my day to like make comments even when I don't comment. So on one hand they're telling us to comment, the other hand they're telling us to, like, oh no, you should only comment in a certain way. But we are individuals, we have our style of commenting. Like, you would only comment as Ishan, you would not go with your default comments, whatever they're offering, right? So same.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
like stripping down our individuality and have it like go like in a cattle form to respond to people a certain way. So that's been
Exactly.
my
Yeah.
frustrations,
Yeah.
is like, I already have my identity. I don't need all these like tech companies to tell me how to respond. Like, I know exactly how I'd respond to you or my mom. Like, I have a certain like, we have our own certain standards, not just they come with their own community standards. I feel like you being involved in this field and talking to people from UN to every other field, like, you have a really better standard than many of these community standards. That's my honest take. I feel like my cousin knows exactly to talk to people. His hearing is very sharp. He's been around the world. Like, last thing I need, like, Facebook community standard is to come to you and tell you how to comment. Like, I feel like that's like wrong in my sense. And I feel like you wouldn't, someone like you, having the access, like the limited access like technology gives you, I feel like you shouldn't be even, you know be subject to that. I feel like folks who have limited accessibility should be given more freedom to express themselves and less restrictions on such platforms. Like, what do you think? Would you agree to that?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, yes, yes. Because, like, not just me, but, I know so many other, activists who are persons with disabilities, whatever, right? So, even for them, like, not because of our disability or whatever, but, just because of our ability and, like, how we operate and our style, as you very correctly pointed out, our style, whatever. So, with all of that, 10 people commenting is like in 10 different ways. So, I don't know. So, I really hope something changes and something changes for the better. So,
Yeah, I mean, as far as I'll be honest, Ishan, like, I've seen better days on social media. When I first started, even with my YouTube, I didn't plan to make 200 something YouTube videos. It is YouTube who emails me like on a regular basis, prompting me to like create more content. Like be, you can make an income out of it. You can build your life out of it. And I trusted that process. And even and as we progress, I feel like now I'm being constricted, and I don't like that, because I want to make a living.
Adam,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, Adam, I think now, because I'm getting a small signal from the phone,
Uh-huh.
that my battery is also going to be
Oh,
low.
okay, no worries, no
So,
worries.
yeah, so anyway, what I'm thinking is we can't stop here. Actually, we should not, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we, continue this conversation either tomorrow or Thursday again?
What day is tomorrow? I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean, either tomorrow or Thursday around the same time, maybe.
A bit earlier, actually a bit earlier, because then, it will be easy for us to kind of have a proper conversation in the sense,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
dinner won't get in the way and all of that. So,
Yeah.
maybe tomorrow at around 7:30.
Yeah, I mean, because I don't even know whether this is being recorded properly, so that'll give me time to like figure out if the audio is working, and if
Exactly, yeah. Then you
yeah.
can also kind of, set up the thing properly, and
Yeah.
if you can call me tomorrow 7:30 sharp, we can have like a proper, like 45-minute conversation,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
or whatever, right? And then, yeah, that will be easy, I guess.
Yeah, it'll be more of there's a proper form to it, right? Whereas like
Exactly,
yeah,
and whatever the conversations we are having, we need to have impact also,
Yes,
if
yes.
there's no proper impact, then,
yeah,
So better if we can, like, continue this tomorrow.
Yes,
Like,
okay,
I
no
hope
worries.
it got recorded. Like, whatever the conversation we had so far, I hope it got recorded properly.
Me too. I'm gonna check it after this. And then I will do.
Right.
I'll put my headphones on and I'll check if your because your audio is coming off of the phone. So I want to make sure that it gets. If not, we'll have to figure out either tomorrow or day after how to get your voice. Oh, oh my God, I'm sorry. I think Ishan, like he said, folks, Ishan is my cousin, so we have been wanting to talk online about things that matter, and he lost his signal. But we will talk again, inshallah, in a proper manner when tomorrow or day after. So, thank you so much for folks who have been watching. Um, Ishan is my cousin. He recently, I will put a link to his talk show with his wife and also his wife Shavini Somawardhana Jalil, and there's Ishan Jalil is my cousin, and then Danu in the talk Danu show, I believe. Forgive me if I'm wrong. If I got any of these wrong, forgive me. Um, and I will put a link to their talk show which I watched yesterday, which prompted me to reconnect with him, and we have been wanting to reconnect for a while. And we'll talk again with Ishan, and hopefully, if Shavini is up for it, we'll talk to her as well. And yeah, I want to hear more from people that actually are doing the work with all the struggles that we are having with networks, with the internet connection. Me being in the US, them being in Sri Lanka. I feel like we can overcome things. At least it helps me get by for today. So I'm gonna have breakfast. I think Ishan and Shavini is off to have dinner. Hope everyone's having a better day. And I'll keep you all posted. All right, bye everyone.